Training college football players, there's an art and there's a science. But our philosophy here is that of two swords. Long sword, that's the katana. That's the defensive sword, not as sharp. It's longer. We use that metaphorically as the science. But the short sword, that's the wakizashi sword. It's razor sharp. It's more maneuverable. It's meant to kill. That's the art of coaching. How I was raised was a man's most important possession is his work ethic and his commitment to something. You walk around this facility, you walk around this campus in the city of Fort Worth. This is the best job in the country. It's not even close. And I think the intensity and the rep integrity, I would put our program up against anybody in the country, humbly saying so. Hey, what's up? I'm Darryl Bauer, Assistant AD of Football Strength and Performance here at TCU. I knew I wanted to be a coach when I was young. I think it's just something that some people are gravitate towards. Even as an athlete, I saw the values of hard work. You know, how I was raised was, a man's most important possession is his work ethic and his commitment to something. So sports was right in the middle of that, and I learned that, through all the work, if I work harder, I win more. So I think that philosophy is at the foundation of everything. Training college football players, there's an art and there's a science. But our philosophy here is that of two swords. Long sword, that's the katana. That's the defensive sword. It's not as sharp. It's longer. It's meant to defend. We use that metaphorically as the science. How do we use the science and analytics to make better decisions in how we're progressing our athletes, how we're analyzing them? But the short sword, that's the wakizashi sword. It's razor sharp. It's more maneuverable. It's meant to kill. That's the art of coaching. As far as a program that we want to translate to the field, we're going to design a program that stresses them in the right areas. We've learned through analytics 90% of the game of football is played under 12 miles an hour. So short change direction, acceleration, deceleration, rotational power, and then, you got to be able to go execute your job and beat the guy across from you. The game of football at times can be awkward and unpredictable, so we have to put them in situations mentally through conditioning, through competitive environments in the weight room and on the field, where they're able to mentally wrap their brains around how do I do this when it's that hard and win, and then need to win every time. From an accountability standard, if they hit their marks, they weren't late to anything, they trained at the level that they were supposed to train at, and they do that for 15 days straight with no issues, they'll earn a purple shirt. And then they'll go from there, from the purple shirt, 15 more work days, they'll earn the black shirt, And the beauty of that is the further up you go, you have to keep that and earn that shirt every day. Because if you make a mistake or you have an accountability issue, you'll lose your shirt. You go back down and you got to earn your way back. So it's visual accountability, for everybody to understand, and I think it's a good system where, the guys want to earn their way up, and it means a lot to them when they do earn that shirt up, and it means a lot to them when they lose it too. It's just a little bit of dose of reality that they got to live with for those days, and also know that however low you are, you can always earn your way back up. You're never out of the fight. We've got 24 workstation with power lift racks, with every possible adaptation you could put on them, from jammer arms to multi-grip chin bars. I think there's over 300 barbells in this room, using different bars for different times and different speeds. Whether you're using chains or bands for dynamic movements, or you're using the Elite Form system to capture bar velocity. That's where we can get pretty specific, especially in-season training, of keeping the guys strong and powerful in season without beating their joints up. The days are just, if you want to get strong, put more weight on the bar. There's a time and a place for that, but there's a time and a place to take the weight off the bar, and maybe you add a banded resistance or a chain resistance. We want to train them really hard, so there's a mentality around work, and over time their minds get numb to what hard is, and their perception of hard changes to the point where the games and practice should feel easy. I think our program's unique, just the amount of detail that we go in the planning. We try to be very organized and be 2 steps ahead of everything. And then I think the other side is just the relationships we have with the players, and the ability to get them to understand why we're doing everything. Friday is always Gratitude Friday, so we get to the end of the week. Whether you did great that week or you did things you needed to improve, I still want them to know we appreciate them as a staff, and then get them to understand they should be thankful to be here. You know, and you walk around this facility, you walk around this campus in the city of Fort Worth. You know, this is the best job in the country. It's not even close. And I think the intensity and the rep integrity, I would put our program up against anybody in the country, humbly saying so.
How you doing? Kevin McAdam here with TCU Football. I'm in charge of the speed and performance here with our football program. Football has always been kind of at the center of my life, my family's life, both as a player, through college, through high school, through the NFL. When it was time for football to be over, I knew how I wanted to pay back those people that poured into me. So the only thing that made sense was coaching. So we coached the young man before we coached the athlete. It's developing relationships with the young men that we get opportunity to coach here. The better relationship that I forge with these men gives me an opportunity to coach them hard. I draft up all of our speed development, whether it's acceleration, velocity programs, as well as, you know, have a hand in all of our speed, agility, quickness. We try and tailor specifically our field work, but also our weight room work to what the needs are of that individual by position. So it's not just one size fits all program in the weight room or the football field. It's, okay, what does their position need and what do they do on the football field, and how can we adapt the training or draft up the training to match that? We want them to be able to compete, but also with high integrity and character. I think those all go together. You put those all together, you know, high competitiveness with character and integrity, you're going to have a solid product when it comes to on that football field. More so than anything, you know, we have good people, but we have an elite place that really cares about this university from the top down, whether it's administration or athletic department or our athletic training staff, our dietitians, you name it, our custodians. Everyone really cares about TCU. So I think that's the differentiator. Elite place, but elite people.
What's going on? John Porchavina, go by Porch, just a little easier to remember. Assistant Director of Strength and Performance with football here at TCU. On my path here, I actually played for Coach Dykes at Cal back in 2014. So this is kind of a full circle moment coming back with him. I ended up leaving Berkeley after about a semester to enlist in the Marine Corps, where I served for 4 years as a machine gunner in the infantry. And that's really where I developed my love for training. I was a squad leader in charge of training and developing my Marines, so knew that's kind of where I wanted to go with my career. Got done with my enlistment and walked on at Ole Miss. Played there for 2 years in 2021, 2022, and then started interning there. Got done interning at Ole Miss, went up to Ohio State, interned up there, and then Daryl Bauer hired me on at Troy as a graduate assistant, where I got my master's degree in sports management. And then was hired on full-time by him as the assistant director at Troy, and then came here to TCU with him. So one of the main things I do here is return to play. So I'm working with athletes that are coming back from an injury or surgery, mainly here in the weight room, getting them back to working bilaterally, working both sides of the body as quickly as possible. I also monitor and run the GPS unit here. The habits we want to build here within this culture, it starts with the foundation of discipline and accountability, right? What's great about these players is they want to be held accountable. We're supplying them the process to do so, you know? So no showing up late to lifts, no showing up late to meetings, anything in the athletic training room, classes, we're gonna check it all, you know? So like we start from the baseline is you need to be where you're supposed to be. So the habit of being on time, being disciplined, being accountable, I think that's the baseline that can take this team a very long way. You know, we're going to have something in the weight room every single day that we have them compete in. I don't think there's any bigger way to gain confidence than competing against your peers. So when we get dudes competing in the weight room, pausing their chins, correcting their teammates, you know, holding them accountable in the weight room, that's absolutely the biggest thing we see them growing here.
Hey, this is Charles Brown Simmons III, aka Coach Rev. I am the Assistant Director of Football Strength and Performance. Had an awesome opportunity to work at a number of different places, literally from coast to coast, from California, to Virginia. Majority of my time has been in Texas. The most important place is in Fort Worth. My responsibility here is being in charge of the facilities and equipment. You see this beautiful edifice here, right? Had a large part to deal with that, and also being in charge of our velocity-based training system here with the elite form. Everyone likes to clean and squat and bench and deadlift, however you want to say that, but this is our own individual thumbprint. So however we like to train, this is set up to be just like that. And there's things that we need to change, we go on and modify that accordingly. We're staying on the cutting edge. We have, if not the best equipment out there, I think we do have the best equipment, hands down, than anyone in the nation. So just being on the cutting edge of everything that's coming out is really going to help us out a lot. Some of our core values is being tough, being disciplined, knowledge, and respect. We love all those. I mean, that really entails everything that you want your student athlete to be. Once they get done with their time here, they should be a better man and a better person.
What's up? Shaq Lee, Assistant Director of Football Strength and Performance. I started out my coaching career interning at Indiana State, where I got my undergrad and master's from. Went on from there to have internships at Oregon, Kentucky. Just building my way up in the field under some good people. From there, went on to GA at Midwestern State. Got my first full-time right after that at Missouri Southern. From there, got a part-time assistant spot at Notre Dame, and went on to get full-time spots at Syracuse, Michigan State, and now here at TCU. My role here alongside with the daily duties of strength conditioning coach is to help out the RTP guys, and alongside with that, help out with all the vol things such as NORD board, force plates, force decks, and all those things and that fall under that umbrella. The standards that I communicate and enforce is rep integrity, first and foremost. Every rep count, you know. Every rep count on the field, every rep count in the weight room, every rep counts in the game. Our core values, which is toughness, discipline, knowledge, and respect. I think that separates us, and knowing that we got somebody that's good at everything. Core values as a staff helps us, you know, come together and be the best that we can be in the country. And I look at us as to be the best staff in the country.
Hello, my name is Bella Pizzo. I'm the Director of Football Nutrition. My career started from a personal standpoint. I was a former athlete myself, really tapped into nutrition when I was in high school, saw those differences. Nutrition is really just another tool in the toolbox to support physical performance and cultivate that success. So my role here relies a lot on, weight goals and performance goals, and seeing how nutrition comes into play with that. So that's on the field fueling with hydration and quick carbs, and a lot of off the field fueling. So working in our dining hall, are we, having some great, well-rounded, well-balanced meals? At home, what are we doing? Are we sleeping 8 hours? Are we hydrating properly? So really, we are tapped into all aspects of strength and conditioning, performance and wellness. There's nothing we can do on the field without proper nutrition. So when it comes to our strength output, that's really relying on the amount of protein and the supplements we're taking day after day. When we talk about energy, that's hugely relying on what did they eat that morning. So a lot of times guys will come in, they'll see cups of gummies, they'll see cups of Gatorade, different things like that. That's there for a purpose. I like to preach the message, everything you put in your body should have a purpose behind it. And so it's incredibly critical that they're not only fueling before and after, but also during. You'll see us out at practice a lot, giving out some quick carbs and some hydration, so that when we're experiencing things like body cramps or muscle fatigue, or even just, hey, I got some dead legs, I'm not feeling it today, we've got something in our packs to kind of address those on-the-spot performance issues. And then, as I mentioned, on that back end as well, making sure that they get their protein afterwards, so that we're supporting certain weight goals, certain body composition goals, and even just recovery aspects. We talk a lot about, again, how are we sleeping, how is our muscle pain, how are we ready for practice the next day? That's largely reliant on what they're fueling with in those hours post-exercise.
Hello, my name is Shauna Bowles, and I'm the Director of Football, Recovery, and Wellness here at TCU. Prior to this, I had a 30-year career in public education. Most of those years I was teaching elementary school PE, and when I could retire from that, I wanted to start a yoga studio. So I opened a little yoga studio, and from there I got hired by a minor league baseball team to run their yoga program. What I learned from that experience was that Athletes really don't have the time to dedicate to a full yoga practice, so I had to learn some things in order to speed things up, give the benefits of a yoga practice without taking up so much time. So I took an internship here at TCU in order to learn a little bit more about what's happening on the inside. And from there, I got hired by Coach Summer, and then I was kept on by the next two staff. We're developing players not just for what they're going to do on the field right now, but for what they're going to do in life later. And as a mobility coach, it's really important to me that one of these days they'll still be able to walk around and play with their kids and do those kinds of things. My philosophy is just that if I'm working with them as a person and having the person in mind, then the athlete is going to get what he needs as well. The beauty of my job is that I am with the strength staff every day. So I'm listening to the programming and I know how they're going to be pushed that day. I'm looking at the script before practice and I know how they're going to be pushed at practice that day. My thought process is, how am I going to help them recover? How are we going to optimize the next performance by making sure that we get them recovered? And that's going to start immediately with hydration and nutrition. And then what other recovery modalities are we going to put in so that we can optimize the time that they're not working so they can perform again when they come back in.